Distribution, clipping, settings. Okay, there has to be a way for me to invite you to the live, right, Pablo? How to invite someone onto Facebook Live. Can you go look at the live? Can you go find the live? Add someone to your live.
I am here. I am at the live. I don't know how to request.
Invite friends or group members to watch your live video. There we go. Bottom menu, tap to see the list of people you can invite to join. Okay, sorry for the delay here, people. Okay, you're here. I wonder if I can limit activity, pin comment. All right. I don't think anyone's watching anyway, so we're okay. From you guys, but we are live on YouTube though. For anyone in YouTube, hello. Oh, we are some viewers on here. I'm trying to figure out how to get Pablo in here because I have a very, very important shipping announcement that is really going to affect people. And Pablo wanted to bring this to our attention, being the amazing person that he is, because he thinks it's really important for people to know. Sorry. Is anyone else tech related? Jamie Smith says I can't hear you. Oh. Can anyone else hear me? We have 3 viewers on here. Pablo can. Oh, I guess you can hear me because we're on another call together.
I could hear you just fine.
Okay. Can anyone? Jamie Smith says he can't hear me. Can anyone else hear me? Okay. Someone else says there's no sound. Darn it. What should we do? Oh wait. Oh, Kenny says he can hear. Jamie says he can barely hear. Okay. Now, last thing is, how do I get you into the face? So I have Pablo here in my computer. I just can't get him into here on Facebook for some reason, and I don't know. There is sound on Facebook. I don't want to create a poll. I'm sorry, guys. Wait. Tag people. Check in. Alert. Preview link. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to figure out how to add Pablo into this live. I've never done it this way before. I always did it other ways. Okay. You said the sound is low. Okay. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I guess come back in like 5 minutes.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't know. Okay, let me go back to
I know Instagram, I have a way to request to be part of it. Okay, but not this.
Tap on the bottom menu to open guest requests. Okay, it says people in the audience of your live broadcast can request to join as a guest. Can you try to request or join the live as a guest, Pablo? Find the person who sent the request and tap approve. Okay, so maybe the guest requests will pop up for me when you click the button. All right, thanks for hanging in there, all 3 of you who are here. Anyone watching the replay, I guess you can fast forward to the part where we actually figure this out. Pablo, did you find the button?
No.
I don't know.
I can hear you twice. I can hear you twice. One here and the other one here. Mark doesn't read. Remove notifications. And I can click in here. Hide comments. Put captions on, off, options, subtitles. Continue to watch. Blah, 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 blah.
All right, maybe we just move over to YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah, with this, the announcement here could be, hey, I'm doing a live in YouTube.
Gonna do a live in YouTube. I mean, we're already on YouTube now on the live. If anyone's not on the YouTube channel, I can put the link here in the description. Maybe I'll just leave this live going. I don't know. All right, let me just put the link to the YouTube channel. And that way people can get over there.
Yeah. Boo!
I know. What a bummer.
Kenny,
Okay. Okay.
it's okay. It's always okay. And this is what makes us
Okay.
special.
Here's the YouTube link. If you want to go watch live over there, maybe I'm gonna leave this up, I guess, so people can find it. Maybe I'll put something in the shipping alert. Okay, put watch on YouTube. Watch on.
Thanks. I'll share this also in my group,
Also,
shipping alert
Pablo, do you think it's your
in my
fault that you
group.
can't figure out how to join the live?
Yeah, it is
Okay,
my fault.
it's all your
100% my
fault.
fault. I never
You know what?
done it
It's
before. I
Facebook's
never
fault.
really done.
It's Facebook's fault for changing things. I used to be able to go live with a platform, like with a third party service, used to be able to go right live into Facebook. And now you can't do that anymore. And I don't want to learn new technology. So, for those of you on Facebook, you can head over to YouTube and we're going to continue over there. Yeah, we have like one viewer on here, anyways. So, go head over to YouTube. But I'm going to leave the Facebook up that way in case anyone does come to it. So, anyone on Facebook, go over to the YouTube because I can't figure out how to get Pablo in here. And we have a very important announcement. Okay. So, I guess we can just start. So let me check. Let's see if anyone here is on
Yeah,
YouTube.
but I don't think I'm in the call neither. Am I in
You
the
are.
call?
We're talking. We're live right now. Like where
Yeah.
we're talking has been live this
Okay.
whole time. Well, not the whole time, but
Really?
yeah. So it's we're
Oh,
live.
yeah. I can see it. I can see myself now. It's just this platform is a little bit different from what I'm used to, but
Yeah.
I can
So
see. Uh,
someone says that the sound is much better on YouTube. Way better YouTube. Okay. Everyone who's on Facebook, in the comments, there's a link to the YouTube. Pablo and I are live over there. Sound is better. And let's get started. So, Pablo, what in the heck is going on? You told me about something yesterday, and then I started seeing things on TikTok about it. So, tell us what's going on and what do people need to know?
Hey, well, thank you so much, Sarah, for allowing me to share a little bit. As today, starting from midnight, there is a huge strike that is going to affect and is affecting, uh, starting right now, the U.S. economy. Basically, all major ports in the East Coast, from New York all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, most of these ports are not going to be working. The strike has begun, and this is a big issue. No, what's happening is a big issue for the economy in the U.S. I'm not into politics. I'm not an economist. But I mean, when you add, one plus one is two, then you do the math in yourself. If there is no ports, all main products that you guys are used to you're not gonna have those in your shelves. Also, I was looking at the fuel, petroleum, and energy, that this could create an energy crisis, which means, in a few weeks, if the strike continue to go on, there's going to be less fuel, and this is going to increase the fuel prices and affect the entire logistics of the country. Uh, and I am a shipping person.
Mm-hmm.
I do shipping. I coordinate shipments from all over the US to places like Costa Rica or Panama or Spain. And I know this is going to affect directly to my shipments, my customers, and it's going to affect also, whoever is thinking about doing an international shipping. Once you have a shipment that is in transit, if it gets stuck at a port because the port is not working, what's going to happen? This container is going to be on hold for days, for weeks, and every time there is a container on hold, the yard has a fee, and this fee could go anywhere between $100 to $200 per day, depending on the port. There are some ports that are more expensive, like New York is one of the most expensive ports, so it could be even more. And only 10 days at port is $2,000, and all the way up. I mean, after a couple of weeks of this, it could be two, three, $4,000 on additional expenses that people could avoid having to pay these expensive expenses if they put a hold and wait and slow their shipment a little bit. We're working with our customers with options instead of shipping right away, doing storage for then local storage near their exit port and other solutions. And we are telling our customers, prospective customers, people who are not our customer or client yet, they have not paid us, we're telling them to hold, stop, let's wait. You don't have to book yet if you don't, like, if you're not in a hurry. It doesn't make sense to start an international shipping project right now due to the strike. And I have, the fear of, I'm afraid other shipping companies are just going to book another service and send you an email later telling you that you're now, your container is on hold, and these are the additional charges that you're going to be facing, because that's how the international moving industry works. They're just going to continue to do what they do, and they might send you an email with an additional bill. But I felt the right thing to do is to not kind of like close sales for the month. That's what we're doing. Almost international relocation partner is kind of like putting a break on sales and letting people know people should wait a little bit and see if it's even worth the entire trouble of see if there's other options for you. And everybody is a little bit different. There's some ports out there that are going to continue to work, or they're going to have, like, as in yesterday, I still had a few ports closer to Florida that will continue to work. So there's other ways, solutions, some shipments. uh, some companies are going to start using a lot more inland freight uh, to Mexico and to Canada. And also, there are some Canadian shipments that are going to suffer through this. So, inland freights are going to go up, also because of the fuel. The fuel is going to go up because of this, and also because of the demand. So, there's going to be a lot of stress on the other options for shipping. Uh, so that's on my world of shipping. I recommend people to put a hold on their shipment, regardless if they're shipping to Costa Rica, Panama. Some shipments, people that might go to Mexico, they might not be suffering that much, but the rates are going to go
Hmm.
up because of what's happening. And this thing also show us that there is good and bad everywhere. I mean, we have sometimes in Costa Rica strikes, and like just in Panama a year ago, we had a lot of strikes. But things like that could happen everywhere. And this, I do think, it could affect the economy. If it goes for a few weeks, it could affect the economy a whole bunch. I was hearing about a report of J.P. Morgan. They were estimating $1 to $5 million losses per day.
It's crazy.
1 billion to $5 billion losses per day. That's a lot of money to lose out of this. And also, the Biden administration has said that they're not going to interrupt or do anything about it. They're going to let the Union of Ports negotiate their rates. And basically what they're asking is they're asking for an additional $5 per hour per year in the next 6 years. So that's like a 77% increment on their wages for the port workers. Um, what they're offering is only a 30% increase in 5 years. So it looks like there not going to be any peace between these two parties. They're going to continue this negotiation for maybe a few more weeks, but it's going to be terrible. And I do think if this continue, this could be another wave of inflation. Cities, as we all know, all major cities have suffered inflation in the United States. So it's hurting the economy in the U.S. For the rest of countries in Latin America, I can see how that going to affect the exports. In Costa Rica, we export from Costa Rica to the United States. Is our main customer for bananas, pineapple, and fresh products. So the local economy, agriculture economy in Costa Rica may also be affected.
That's crazy. Sorry, I was muting myself because when I see like there's a viewer on Facebook, I'm just like muting myself here and I'm telling them, "Hey, go over to YouTube." So if you hear me talking, it's just me talking to that random anonymous viewer on Facebook. So crazy, right? That's crazy. And what I do appreciate is you wanting to talk about this because, like you said, you're worried that other people in your industry aren't going to want to talk about it. They're just going to pretend, yep, I'll keep accepting your money, no problem. And then, oh, hey, here's your fees. Sorry, this was out of our control. Oh, who would have known? So I appreciate that. You know, one of the reasons why I love working with you is well, why I work with the people
It's
that I do is because of that character, you know, those character traits.
this is not something new. I mean, this is in negotiation every 6 years. So
Hmm.
their contract expires today, 6 years, and they have been negotiating this from early this year. So this is something that is
Yeah.
not new. So other shipping companies had the chance and opportunity to learn about it. And we last week received a bunch of notifications directly from major visa lines and freight forward companies. A week ago, we started receiving all these notifications that this could happen, and also a list of increasements on rates. Some of them increasing $1,000, $2,000 the rate on container shipping. So if this goes on, that's what's going to happen. Just after COVID, we have the container crisis, where we had rates that had increased almost $3,000, $4,000.
All right, someone has a question. They said Bob asked, "How about if you can reroute your shipping containers up to Canada through the port of St. John or Halifax? You know, is that possible?" Actually, I thought about that too. I was like, maybe you could just go to Canada.
No, but and that's okay. I mean, there is a percentage of companies that are companies and businesses and freight forwarders that are going to use other options. No doubt about it. What happened is ports are not going to support the additional, you know, influx of containers. I mean,
True.
this is taking the cargo for one or two or three ports and just going into another port is gonna they're gonna jump. That's what's gonna
True.
happen. It's gonna be jump.
That makes a lot of
Plus,
sense.
other ports, especially Canadian ports, are more expensive than the U.S. ports.
That makes sense.
So it's going to jump now. Inland freight and rail companies, the stocks for these companies, the some of the companies that are the Pacific Rail company in the United States, they're reporting an increase on their stocks. So they're gaining value. You know, the major rail company and air cargo company, they're earning value because they are basically projecting an increasement on sales, and it's not just on sales but also on their rates. So they're going to charge more to move containers from one point to another, and to use other exits or entries. So it could become a cheat show. I mean, big companies like Costco, Walmart, big retailers, they have big distribution centers, so they could support an issue like this for maybe a month and a half. But for one shipper that only ships once to Costa Rica or to Portugal or to Spain, that is shipping their personal house goods, they don't have the support to do anything. So if their container gets stuck at port, this could mean an additional bill of thousands of dollars. My recommendation: just hold on the shipping, regardless of where you're moving into, and just wait it out for a little bit. I think that's the best thing to do. And if your shipping is already in motion, we're working with our customers, looking for options, looking for local storage. If we already pick up the shipment, uh, to help them, not pay anything in storage, or lowering the expense of the storage. Storing a 20-foot container in a port, it could be $200 a day. Storing a 20-foot container in a storage facility, or like a self-storage facility, or a local moving company storage facility in the US, could be $400 a month. It's a lot cheaper than looking for another option. So we're working with our customers, but for the main part, we are now doing consultations for customers, and we're telling them, just put a hold. Once again, I'm afraid that how this work. A local moving company in Costa Rica doesn't really know what's happening in the US, especially if it's an employee that doesn't understand A to C, the entire process. So you have a salesman in Costa Rica selling you a service that is not even thinking what's happening in New York port. Not even mentioning because don't have a clue, or don't even mention it because they just want to push another sale. This is going to affect sales directly in my industry, in every company that does shipping, ocean cargo anyway. So all these companies are concerned of, what if we have no sales. So they may be pushing for sales, getting your credit card, pushing for another container. And I also see it as if you there is a small player, another shipping company that is only and a small company, one employee, two employees, they may not have the resources to put a break on sales. They may have to sell because they need to survive as a small business. It's a concern that a small business owner could have, and just because they need it, they could be pushing the service. Or a big company that doesn't care, they just want to make another sale, they could be pushing for getting you to book the service right away and get your things right away. Once again, the recommendation is put a hole. I mean, if you could, I mean, some people is like, oh, I'm taking a flight tomorrow, but just reprogramming that flight could save you $2,000 or $3,000. I'm gonna just reprogram that flight. Uh, or looking for other options, or asking what it would be if you do an additional storage for a month in a local storage warehouse facility. Could be $400. So that's way better than even reprogramming the flight.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are my thoughts. Sorry that this is happening in the US. Being in the shipping and relocation industry, I feel this is another reason for what a lot of people are gonna think, yo, should move abroad. Especially also being only like what 4 or 5 weeks to the elections. I think people are going to consider these things are happening, inflation. So that's what's happening.
Oh yeah, crazy, crazy. Well, I guess. Well, Camilo says, "Do we have an idea of how long this will last?" Why do I feel like this happened in the past? Did this happen? Not that. Did this ever happen in the past? I don't know. I haven't been
But a
there in 10
strike
years,
like this,
so.
no, a strike like this. I mean, I did some research and been watching all the news for the last few days about it. A strike like this hasn't really happened. It was an event in 2001 that the president has the legal right to send port workers to work by law, because it's an essential thing for. I mean, it's an essential service for the country and for the economy. So back in the day in 2001, President Bush forced workers to work. You just go like, no, there's no strike. You have to keep on working because it's essential for the country. And that was kind of like an event that happened in 2001. But most recently, after COVID, we had the container crisis where all the prices for containers skyrocket. But that doesn't, it was different events in different parts of the globe. It was the extra demand of things uh, for consumers in the US. It was many other things, uh, not a strike like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, anything else that we should know
And
about it?
yes,
Why it keeps delaying?
Camilo's asking, how long is it gonna take? Like, I don't know. Nobody really knows if it's gonna be 2 3 days, a week. One thing I learned after doing research is that uh, port workers could go into a strike, but it also could mean that their payment, they're not going to receive a payment next, this Friday next. They're not going to get a payment if they go into a strike. So they could go into a strike looking for this increase of their wages, but I do not think somebody could hold a month or 2 months without getting a paycheck. So it's putting pressure on the system and on the entire American economy. But at the same time, employees that do not get a paycheck may say, "Oh, I'm just gonna go for 2 weeks and I can help you, but I now need my paycheck, right?" Uh, so that's kind of like a train of thought of how long could it last? Maybe a few weeks, or maybe not. But nobody really knows if it's just gonna be a week or a month.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, though. I mean, yeah, how long if they're fighting for higher wages, how long are they going to be able to go with no wages then, you know? So, yeah.
Exactly.
Anything else?
Another
Why is
interesting
it?
point about it is one of the demands they're doing is they do not want any automatic robots or automation on any port in the United States. So they're fighting for more money, and we don't want any automation. And automation in other parts of the world, it's very normal. United States is years behind
Mm,
automation in ports. So they're basically saying, I want more money. I want your promise not to implement any automation.
Yeah, because they don't want people
So
taking.
it's an
They don't want
interesting thing.
robots taking
And
over their
like I
job
said,
place.
so in the US, this is something that they're behind on implementing this type of technologies, which is led them to be less competitive.
Yeah. Yikes. I appreciate you always spreading the
I
news.
mean,
Sorry, this isn't good news today for anyone who had no idea. I mean, I sometimes I feel like I live under a rock. I get my news from TikTok. The algorithm's got my back for most things. But you were the one who first told me for sure about this, and yeah. What were you gonna say?
one surprise, not many people is talking about it, and what happened with the community. Like I said, I'm surprised not many people is talking about it, and what happened with the expat community is like because we live abroad, we live in Costa Rica, we live in Portugal, we kind of get disconnected a little bit of what happened in the US.
Totally.
And then all the southern, things like this is like a black swan that just happens. Like I'm living the life in Costa Rica, or I'm like drinking margaritas in Playa del Carmen, and all the sudden it's like, oh, what the heck? I'm stuck, or flights could go up if fuel goes up. The flight prices could go up, and there's more cargo that's going to go into
Ooh,
flights, like things like that. We don't have full visibility of what's going to happen if this goes on for a long time. And we have to remember that this is the high season for you know the retail market in United States.
true.
October, November, Black Friday. So it's high season, and on top of that, we are only 4 or 5 weeks for the presidential elections.
Yeah. Cyber
Uh,
Monday.
there's a lot of things are happening at the same time.
Yeah.
So get
Well,
your gifts if you're buying something. Get your gift right now,
I guess
today.
buy your flights.
I
Should I be
might be here
buying
push.
my,
I might
my
be helping Amazon right now.
should I be buying my
I booked
December
your
flights
flight.
right
Yeah,
now? Jeez. Okay, as
maybe.
a truck driver for containers, I wish they did
We
automation.
don't know. I think we don't have enough information to make personal recommendations on all of this. We're saying this is happening. The strike it has been announced for weeks now. They already said we are in a strike. They're basically not working starting today.
Okay.
If it goes for a long time, then it could affect pricing in many other areas and industries.
Yeah. Well, anything else? We should hop on here for better news sometimes. We should do like a more regular, just like YouTube hangout or Facebook hangout and just answering questions. We were doing that for a bit, remember?
Yeah, we should do local news translated into English. Local Costa Rican
Well,
news
I know
translated
you
into
have your
English.
you have your
Uh,
local news that's no, I just mean in general. Like we should just
yeah, but I do. I just copy. I just copy paste. What I do is artificial intelligence. So just translate this for people to read, but we can comment on those here. I could go study a little bit.
I
That's
think
what's
that would be
happening, and
great.
then we can have a
We
little
should do that.
review of what's happening.
We should do
Yeah.
that. I have more time now. And
And if they want to read, they can go to theexpatcommunity.com and they can read.
mhm, exactly. The expatcommunity.com, that is something that Pablo has started. So he gets local news. Why don't you tell people about it while we're here, if you want to?
I am going. I need to go. Right now, I have another live with
Okay.
Alonso Burnfield in Panama. It's got also a
Oh
YouTube
man.
channel for Panama. We're
Okay.
going to talk about this. So Alonso is like, "Hey, Pablo, you're late."
Okay. Okay. We'll let you
So
go. We'll let
see
you go.
you guys.
See ya. I'm gonna take care of my email
Bye
issue. I
bye.
accidentally broadcasted email out to the 13,000 plus people, so I'm gonna fix that. All right. Well, nice to see you guys. Bye, Pablo. You can just like I guess leave if you or whenever you want.
Ciao. Bye bye.
Ciao. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, thanks guys for being here. Sorry to that that's going on in the U.S. I guess that that kind of does affect like everything. So I guess we'll just keep monitoring. But I do love Pablo. Pablo's awesome because again, like this could affect him and his business. He's essentially saying, "No, don't give me money right now because we don't know what's going on." And that's why I do love him and I love working with him and highly recommend him. He's actually like one of the people that will tell you don't ship, and he's the shipping guy. So I always trust him to give it to people that I refer over to him. I know he'll give it to them straight. And yeah, well, thanks for being here. Okay, if you guys were on Facebook and you totally missed this, then go over to YouTube. I'm sure it'll still be up there, I guess. and I'm going to go ahead and log off here unless anyone needs anything else. But thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for following the channel and for being here. All right, see y'all.